The HR Happy Hour Network is proudly sponsored by WorkHuman. The workplace is changing fast, and the leaders who understand what's coming will have the advantage. WorkHuman's annual Trends webinar returns January 29th with research-backed insight on the hottest trends shaping 2026. Discover how top organizations are navigating AI, psychological safety, performance, and equity to outperform their competition. Plus, exclusive findings from McKinsey's Women in the Workplace 2026 report, featuring an expert panel from McKinsey and WorkHuman. You'll get the insight you need to lead with confidence this year. Join the Trends webinar live January 29th at noon Eastern or catch the replay on demand. Register for free at workhuman.com. That's WORKHUMAN.com. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the HR Happy Hour Network. This is a play-by-play podcast hosted by myself, Jack McFarlane, and Nick Schlemmer.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Well, we hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. We're recording this a couple days before New Year's. A little behind the scenes, we're hoping for a Utah victory over Nick and Carly and Hallie's Nebraska Cornhuskers. So we're hoping for a victory. By the time this comes out, you'll know. So guys, we'll see.
Go Big Red.
But in all seriousness, it is now 2026. And Nick, I don't know if you've had this thought yet, but it kind of hit me today getting ready for the podcast. We started this near the end of 2022. So although it's only been over 4 years, this is the 5th calendar year of the play-by-play. So kind of a big deal. Thank you to everyone who has watched every episode or 1 minute or anything to do with the show. We really appreciate it. And we're hoping to start this year off with a bang. I'm very, very excited for what we've got in store today. Why don't you start us off, Nick? What are we talking about today?
So we're going to talk about, like Jack said, we're bringing in the new year here shortly. And we're going to talk about, the year of ultimate business efficiency. We're going to talk about some AI things, some financial components of it, but just the ultimate business efficiency and the jump that we've seen in businesses as a whole. So one being productivity leap. With the adoption of AI across companies, we've seen a jump in 72%, which is up 50% from years past in just the usage of AI adoption across different companies. And it's produced more productivity within companies. And Jack, I don't know if you have anything to touch on that, but from, 50% and it jumped up 72%, that's a pretty significant change.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be even more this year. Obviously, like if you look at the start of last year, AI was around, right? Everyone knew of AI, but now I feel like every single person, not just companies, not just schools, whatever, every single person is using AI today. So I can only imagine in 1 year's time, which is kind of a short amount of time, just say like, what is it going to look like? AI is going to be everywhere. AI is the component of the ultimate business efficiency. It's the number one tool, never has to sleep. It can do any job. So that is the thing that 2026 will be a year of AI. Like even more than 2025 was.
100%. And like you said, it's only been a year, but technology in a year is like 10 years, I swear. It moves very fast.
Well, and it's like companies, it's about 72% of companies use AI. I would be shocked and baffled if it wasn't 100%. If you have a company or if even in your job, if you're not using AI, you are missing out in some way. It can do something. It can help you in some way. There is in every single job. That's what's crazy about it. It works in every job, in every industry, whether you're the CEO or just a worker intern, does not matter. Like even when I was on my internship, I used AI all the time. It just makes life more efficient. So if that's not 100% by the end of the year, I will be shocked. But I mean, obviously that's a big jump of usage, but some people would argue, well, is it actually producing results? And yes, it is. We've got the facts for you. So I'll start off by just the financial side of things. For every dollar, this is on average in the US, for every dollar that a company is spending on AI, they're getting an average return of 3.5 to $3.70. So you're quadrupling your money just about on average. Any business owner likes that because that means you're making money.
That's a
For
very
$1
good return.
spent, you get $4 back. That's unbelievable. And also to go along with the money side of things, we're looking at kind of startups for this, but AI startups are reaching the benchmark of $30 million in revenue 5 times faster than traditional SaaS companies, which is software as a service. So
Mhm.
SaaS for those that don't know. And that's compared to just 10 years ago. So it's kind of like you said, a year in our time is like 10 years in technology. So 10
Yeah.
years is like 100 years. So 5 times faster to 30 million. That's a huge mark. I mean, obviously 30 million and you reach it 5 times faster
Yeah.
just because of AI and AI based like tech. It's almost too hard to wrap your head around it because that's such a large number and it's happening so fast. What is it going to look like in another 10 years? You know,
Yeah. Who knows? And
what are kind of your thoughts on the more financial side of things? If you were, let me ask you this: if you had your own business
yeah.
and you had the choice, like, implement AI
Mhm.
when it came to financial, would you go, like, all in? Would you spend as much money as possible, or would you be more cautious, like, "I'll get
Mm.
AI, we'll implement" what would you personally do? I'd be curious to know.
If I was, starting up any company, doesn't matter if it's in the technology field or not, I don't think I would go all in right off the jump. I would definitely invest in it, have it incorporated into multiple different components or avenues of my business, whether that's, including or utilizing it for training, simple, data finding, whatever it may be. I wouldn't go fully necessarily, automated in AI right off the jump. But I do think that in the next year, 2 years, um, more and more companies, even the bigger companies, smaller companies for sure, but I think they will be almost fully AI automated, just auto running on their own through AI, doing whether it's like a Shopify sales or something like that. I think all of
Mhm.
that could be um, fully AI potential.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, especially when it comes to, like, the busy work, right? All the annoying
Yeah.
stuff in a job, the, like, tedious work, AI can do
Yeah.
all that. It's like in school when they would give you just some random assignment just to keep you busy.
Hmm.
Now, if that was happening, we could just give it to AI and it would just do it for us, So
Yep. Just
it's
hey,
just like that.
summarize this.
It
Oh, there it is.
exactly. And it saves a lot of time, right? I mean,
Hmm.
money is time, time is
100%.
money. So, you know, on average in the US, AI is saving each individual about an hour a day in work, whether that's you automating busy work or you just
Hmm.
are using AI to be more efficient. It's saving each person, not just one company as a whole, each person that works at the company about an hour a day of time for them to then put elsewhere, which is obviously a good thing. And
Hmm.
if you take 1,000 person company, that's about 200,000 hours a year that you've saved and can now put 200,000 hours towards something
Very
else. Like,
significant. Yeah.
you want to talk about efficient? My gosh, an extra $200,000 out of nowhere, hours, which is probably more than $200,000,
Yeah. Time is
because
money.
there's no telling how much money you would make with that much extra time. It's like I said earlier, I mean, it's hard to wrap your brain around how
Hmm.
fast this is all happening and how efficient it truly is. It's not even like how efficient it could be or how efficient it might be. It's how efficient it is. If you are not using AI, we are basically pleading with you. Please use AI.
Please look
Please.
into it.
Yes. I mean, it is so good. You can do anything with it.
But
Um,
Jack, there was something that I wanted to touch on here with,
yeah,
talking
what
about reclaiming, an hour of time for the average professional.
mhm.
So, if it's saving, each individual person, around an hour a day, essentially making them um, higher productivity rates. Whenever we think about, hiring for positions, hiring a professional in their field, how is AI going to You can have a person who's very smart, very, um, what's the word I'm looking for here, Jack? Very qualified for the job.
Mhm.
How is AI going to take that even a step further? So, it saves them time during a day
Yeah.
in all that little work. But how about applying AI to grow yourself? If it's saving
Yeah.
them, if it's saving us an hour for each person, what about benefiting the person itself during that hour time? How can it just keep the building blocks of AI?
Yeah. Well, one thing that I just thought of when you say like a qualified person, so my mind kind of went to like um AI like can kind of mask if you're not the best for the job, right?
Hmm.
Just with how productive it is. So if you're really, AI is only as good as the prompts you give it.
Yeah.
Is like
Hmm.
a baseline saying. So for that qualified person, them knowing just more in general about the job and about the industry, whatever, they will have better usage of AI by
Yes.
asking better questions and using better prompts. And then since they'll be asking really high level questions to the AI is going to be giving them high level answers or high level
Hmm.
whatever it is, whatever they're asking. They might just be asking a question. They might be telling it to do something. Whatever the case, they'll be learning from the AI as the AI is learning from them. So they're going to
Hmm.
both be getting
Adaptive.
smarter together. Exactly. So that's kind of where I went with, because like with AI, like if I went in to do, I don't know, accounting, if it was like, if someone said, I need you to do this basic accounting sheet right now and just like gave me like a homework sheet, I'm very bad at accounting. For those that don't know, um, I would just give it to AI and say, "Can you do this for me?" And it probably would, and it would give me the right answers, but it wouldn't be able to explain anything to me. It wouldn't be able to really teach me, right?
Hmm.
But if I was knowledgeable in accounting, I could say, "Hey, could you help me do this sheet and explain everything you did?" And then I would understand what it's saying. I would get smarter. It would get smarter, and we would build together you know? So it is like you said, it helps your business, but it helps the person, builds
Yeah.
them up, makes them smarter.
We're building AI while also building the company, the individual. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it's a partnership. It's really a
It
partnership,
is a partner. Yeah.
If you do it right. If you do it right, you could just ask AI, what is the answer? No explanation. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. It would just or if you're smarter about it, you can, you know, learn
Hmm.
with the AI because it learns from you and you learn from it. So it is a perfect partnership, and I really like that point. So thank you for
100%.
bringing that up, Nick. That was good. Let's jump back to some more statistics here because that is what efficiency is all about, right?
Hmm.
So this one comes from the Business Stasher Institution on an AI report. And they're saying that a staggering 92.1% of businesses reported seeing measurable positive results from their AI investment in 2025. So 92% basically, exactly, percent of businesses that invested in AI in 2025 got not only results, but positive results, you
Hmm.
know? So it's just another
It
boom.
all,
Here's the evidence that it
yeah,
will help your business, you
it all
know?
ties back to, a dollar in return, $3.50, the 30 million in revenue faster. It all ties back to it.
Yeah. And there's one more point I want to touch on here before we kind of jump into how Gen Z is like helping with this impact because obviously, Gen Z is very tech savvy and we'll get into
Hmm.
that. But one more thing I wanted to touch on in the overall census is that yes, it's making your business more effective, but it's even changing business as we know it. So hierarchy, right? Boss, vice president,
Hmm.
manager, worker, everyone knows hierarchies in almost every business. I don't know if I could think of one where there isn't a hierarchy because even like police and fight, like military, there's all a hierarchy. But
Hmm.
this comes from Sherm and kind of it's data from last year, but the article itself is really fascinating. It's kind of something like we do with predictions for the next year. They put out a predictions list. And I read this in there and I just wanted to incorporate it, but they think that 20% of organizations are actively using AI to flatten their corporate structure. So it's to make everyone on a more level playing field.
Hmm.
I'm not sure the type of effect that would have if you're leveling the hierarchy, that I'd be interested to see what happens as the year goes on. But I just thought that
Yeah,
was interesting to throw in because there's a lot of people that aren't a big fan of hierarchy in
very
business.
true. Hmm.
I think it's very necessary, right? You need a boss, you need a manager, whatever. But
Yeah,
some people aren't a big fan of that. So it'd be something to keep your eye on. As we use AI more, it kind of levels the playing field. So is there anything that jumps to mind when you think of hierarchy at all? Or are you just like me, interested to see what happens?
I am interested to see what happens, for sure. Um, but the 20%, to try and flatten that corporate structure, I do think that number is going to increase immensely in the upcoming years. Whether more and more companies, especially talking about Gen Z, we like to see kind of that open door policy with our higher ups. Um, so if they can utilize AI to make it seem more of a flattened structure to us, and I'm
Mm,
sure other generations would like to see that structure kind of change too. Like you said, you need the roles. People have to have
hmm.
their final say in the company. It's just how it runs. But making it seem more of a flow together structure, I think
I
is
see.
very, very
Okay,
important.
that's a great point. That's a great point. Keeping the hierarchy, but making it seem a little more fair. I didn't
Hmm.
think of that. That's fantastic. I think that's the perfect spot. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and tell you exactly how Gen Z is gonna make this efficiency even better. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We just had a fantastic break. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the new Work Human ad for 2026, first one of the year. Hopefully, that was the most exciting part of the podcast for you guys. But let's jump right back into our topic here. We want to shift focus to the Gen Z side of things, right?
Yes,
As I said earlier in the podcast, and as probably everybody knows, Gen Z is very tech savvy. So AI is right up our alley. We grew up with technology. It's not something that we really had to learn. We just know it. If
yes.
that's the best way I can describe it, right? Gen Z is having a massive boost with AI. Um, while other generations are still learning how to use AI, 82% of Gen Z employees are already using AI as a daily part of their workflow.
Hmm.
That has led to Gen Z workers being involved in 47% of all new AI development initiatives within their companies. So that comes from the London School of Economic Research. Um, those two statistics there. That's basically just saying most, if not all of Gen Z is using AI every day. And because
Hmm.
of that, they're now involved of half of the decisions made around AI in the company. That's a
Yep.
huge deal because Gen Z is very young. So to be involved in that high level decision making already shows how much the older generations need the help from Gen Z. So like if you are a company and
100%.
you're struggling with AI, what you should do is go find someone from Gen Z. Find someone that's 22, 23, 24 that
Hmm.
knows all about AI, that is super comfortable with it, you know. And that kind of leads into or like a reverse mentorship, right? We've talked about that a
Yeah, we
bunch.
talked about that.
Reverse
Yeah.
mentorship. And that's usually around AI and technology. 66% of Gen Z employees are now officially or unofficially coaching their managers on how to use AI and be more efficient with AI. 66% are basically at least having this interaction right here. I'm the
Hmm.
manager, Nick's the employee. Hey, Nick, you're really, really good with AI. Can you teach me? Can you give me a little rundown?
Yeah.
Boom. Just from Nick being good at AI, he just got noticed by his manager, by his boss, and is now getting a bigger role in the company just because of that. So it's
100%.
happening everywhere, right? It's happening everywhere.
And Jack, right before the break, we were talking about creating, more of a flat line in the hierarchy. Everything that you just mentioned does that.
Hmm.
Gen Z helping out their managers. What do you like? How's that going to make us feel? Very good. It's not
Yeah,
going to be,
that's a great
he's way
point.
up here and I'm way down here. We're working together. So I just wanted to bring that up. Like everything that you just talked about goes right back to.
Yeah. No, that's a fantastic point. It's the more we talk about it out loud, because like sometimes when you read something, you you just read it, right? But when you start talking about it, the ideas start popping into your
Hmm.
mind. That's kind of what's
Yeah.
happening with that.
Hmm.
I'm glad I added it because you've made some great points on that. So yeah, flattening the hierarchy. That's really making me think. Hopefully it's making everybody else think too. But jumping back to kind of the efficiency level, this study is from IWG research, and it says that 60% of Gen Z professionals are automating that the busy work, as we called it. They call it the grunt work. And because of that, they're able to shift their focus to the high impact activities, um, which then help them rise the ranks, right? Be in the
Hmm.
more important decision making. If you're, a lot of Gen Z is in college or graduating college. So when you're starting a job, it's very entry level. You
Yep.
kind of get the grunt work of it all. But if you're
Yeah.
automating that, you're able to then be involved in the higher decision making and higher level projects, which you can then rise the ranks even faster. So, I mean, this one 60%, the other statistic 66%. I mean, Gen Z is it's more rare to find a Gen Z employee that doesn't know and feel confident with AI than one that is.
Hmm.
That's the beauty of it. So you really, really should be using AI. As we've been saying all the time, we just have to stress,
Yes.
stress, stress. But going along with that, because all the grunt work is automated and you're able to do that higher stuff, we're seeing a 56% rise in wages with Gen Z and people that are using AI, just because, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, Nick, you automated all your busy work that takes Bob 5 hours of the day to do, and you're able to help me with marketing. I'm going to give you a raise, even though Bob's 7 years older than you.
Hmm.
So I don't know. One question that popped into my mind, and this is slightly off topic. Have you used AI in your job at all? Now, you've been on multiple internships at golf courses for people
Yeah.
that aren't aware. So I'd be curious, have you guys, or have you seen AI used at all anywhere in the golf course? Just as a quick tangent.
Yeah. The first thing that comes to mind, we definitely used it in the marketing side of things. Whether it's for creating flyers or pamphlets for events, us putting the one we used last year, uploading it to an AI, having it kind of rework it and give us, 5 to 10 different um, new formats that we could use for it, um, that we have definitely used. It's definitely been utilized in more components of, the private country club industry and all that
Hmm.
entails. But just from what I've seen and I've like personally been able to use it for, which is very simple. It's a very simple task creating a flyer, nothing too crazy.
Hmm.
Um, but when it does it in 2 minutes,
Yeah.
very big time saver. And then you're able to, upload those, make whatever changes you want to it. It makes the marketing side for, those smaller, just the grunt work tasks that, us
Yeah.
interns might get. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah. No, that's super fascinating. I figured there was somewhere that you guys were using
100%.
AI.
Yeah.
And I think that even shows, like, even in a golf course setting where Nick is, face to face with people all the time. He's not sitting behind a desk on a computer,
Hmm.
right? Nick is very active,
Yeah.
obviously working in golf, and yet he is still finding ways to use AI. That just shows that it can be used for everything. And
100%.
yeah, a flyer is fantastic, because I know if I was tasked to make a flyer, it could take me all day. I'm not the most artistic, creative person. So
Yeah. If you were
that
given
that goes from all day to 2 hours.
if you were
I
given
mean,
a
to 2
blank
minutes.
document, if you were given a blank document and create something, that would take me a while.
That's tough. That's
that would,
tough. But so that's fantastic. And I got one more point to make here on Gen Z before we do our 2026 predictions, Nick. We do it every year. But I've just got one more point, and this is a business level one, but also just a life one. And hopefully you guys, if you aren't doing this, you should start. But it says that about 56%, so almost 60% of Gen Z workers now use AI as a communication coach. And that's for, like,
mm,
if you're in a workplace situation, but you can
hmm
use that in life at all the time. Like, I, at least once a day,
100%.
ask AI for advice. It might not be communication advice, but just general advice. So
Hmm.
let's say Nick and I were in a huge argument, as we always get in, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I could go to AI and be like, hey, this is kind of the situation. My coworker, Nick, we're really butting heads over this bowl game. What are some ways I could diffuse the situation? and it will give you like a huge, really well thought out
Hmm.
action plan, basically, and advice. So that is something that it's fascinating. It's like a use that you wouldn't initially think of, right? In AI in a business, helping it with workplace problems. But it's a huge one and it's worth noting. So is there anything you want to add to that, Nick?
I think you hit it right on the head there, Jack. But AI, using it as a communication coach, AI wears so many different hats, so many different
Yes.
titles. There's no ceiling to AI as of yet. So everything
Yes.
we've talked about today, whether it's Gen Z impacting or just company wide as a whole impacting, in just the most simplest terms, is very important.
Yeah. It can do it all. It can do it all. So with that, we're going to take another quick break and we're going to come back with our predictions for 2026. We do it every year, so it's got to be done. So we'll be right back.
We are back with our predictions for 2026. We always enjoy doing our predictions, Jack, in the beginning of the year. So at the end of the year, when we do our year in review, we always like to look back and see how we do. I think this past year, we didn't do bad. We missed some, we got some, but
I'm
we
trying
have
to remember.
our
Yeah.
new predictions for 2026. We got some sports, some business, some pop culture. And Jack, I think today I want to start off with, we've been talking about business today. So let's start off with our business prediction. And
Okay.
I've got mine here. Jack, have you ever heard of an NFT?
Yeah. Yep.
So for those of you who don't know, an NFT is a non-fungible token. It's a unique digital certificate of an asset, essentially. But Jack, I think, and I'm predicting that in 2026, for those of you who know about NFTs, they deal with some sort of fashion component in a way. They're all unique in some way. So I think
It's almost like,
digital yeah, go ahead, Jack.
yeah, for those that are having a hard time understanding what it is, it's almost like a painting, right? Like an
Mhm.
original painting. Only
A
one person has
digital,
the original. So
yeah.
it's almost like it's a digital thing that it's one of one. It's like a rare trading card,
Hmm.
one of one. There's only one in existence. And by owning it digitally, it proves it's like the certificate. It says, this is
Yes.
the original. It's the only one in the world. So that might help anyone out there that's confused.
Yes. Thank you, Jack. And I think that the digital fashion side of things, okay, for like celebrities or clothing companies will create their own NFTs. And if you
Mhm.
own one, maybe you get certain perks, certain discounts, whatever it may be. I'm not sure. I'm just
Yeah.
predicting
Yeah,
here. But
discounts.
that
That could
that
be
that was
cool. That could
my
be pretty
yeah.
cool if you're like, "Oh, you have
If
our
you're part
Nike
owner of this
Jordan's
NFT,
NFT."
yeah.
Yeah, you get 5% off. That's kinda cool. Okay. I kinda feel like your prediction's a little cooler than mine now. Now that I'm looking at mine, so, mine's a little lamer. I shoulda went first. No, that's fantastic. For my business prediction, I predict that we'll see a fall, and a pretty substantial one, in not only remote work,
Mhm.
but also in-person work. So you might be thinking, well, that doesn't make much sense. I think hybrid work is the new thing. It's the big thing.
Yes.
I think you're going to
Hmm.
see a huge, huge rise in hybrid working and a pretty big fall in full remote and full in person. I'm I wouldn't be shocked if
I
by the
I
end of the
agree.
year, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if by the end of the year that at 51%, so a majority of people were either remote or hybrid. I think gone are the days of being in office every single day, 9 to 5. I especially with AI and how efficient you can be, I
Hmm.
don't think you'll have to be there every day. So that's kind of my big thing. Hybrid it's always either you are in person or you are remote right now. There are some
Yep.
hybrid, but it's kind of the lesser of the three. I think it jumps all the way to number one. That's my big business prediction.
I love it.
Hybrid work is the new king by the end of the year.
Great prediction. We don't want to talk that
Thank
down.
you.
Great prediction.
Yeah, we love the hybrid work.
Jack, which one do we want to do next? Sports, pop
Yeah, let's
culture?
go. Oh, let's go sports. We talk about sports a lot on here. Well, let's jump to sports. I can give mine first. It's kind of a prediction that hurts my heart. I don't really want to make it, but man, do I think it's going to happen. So I kind of have to. and I think a lot of people are going to have this as well, but I think we're going to see the first three-peat in the MLB since 1998 through 2000 with the Yankees. Derek Jeter,
Hmm.
Mariano Rivera. A three-peat is winning 3 championships in a row, for those that don't know. And sadly, I think the Dodgers will get it done. As much as that hurts to say, and as much as I don't want them
They
to, and I want to be wrong on this, it just seems more likely every day. They
they're
won
very
2 in a row.
capable of, yeah.
Then they went out. Yeah, they just won it again. And then they go out and they add one of the best relievers in baseball. Okay. They're going to win it again. So it's kind of a sad prediction for me as a Cardinal fan, especially with how bad the Cardinals are going to be this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a three-peat is a huge deal. The Chiefs almost got it done in the NFL. I think those Yankees were the last professional American sports team to three-peat.
Hmm.
But since then, the more recent was UConn women's basketball. Did it twice,
Yeah.
like 2013 to 2016, and then once before that. So at the very least, it's been 10 years since any team has done it in any sport. So big deal, sad prediction. Light me up, Nick. What did you think's going to happen?
Well, I can try and light you up, Jack, but mine's talking about Nebraska volleyball. I know you're a Utah guy, but I'm predicting
we're not very good at volleyball.
Volleyball gets it done. We finally make it to the national title game, and we come out as a winner. I think we're going to win the national title next year.
Yeah.
Came close the last couple of years.
You were ranked 1.
Just haven't been able to finish it. An undefeated season going into the Final Four. But next year.
Yeah. You guys can do it. That is something I can get behind. Utah volleyball, I don't think is bad, but we're not good. I think we're very mid, I'm not exactly sure. I don't follow volleyball that much. I just know that Nebraska was number 1. So
yes. Yeah.
I'll be hoping for you, Nick. I will be hoping for you. So
perfect.
Why don't you take me through what's your pop culture before we get to our favorite, or at least it's my favorite, is the wild card prediction, right?
Yeah.
It's some crazy prediction, but take us through your pop culture one. This could be music, movies, anything. It can really be anything.
So mine brings in the music and the movie component. My prediction is that like a Disney or a Pixar collaboration is going to happen more with today's music artists. Essentially, companies buying the rights to different media, audios, videos that the artist produces. So, say who's Bad Bunny signs with Disney. Maybe he puts out, different music videos or songs for different movies.
Yeah.
But the Disney will have kind of like yeah. Go ahead, Jack.
It's like is it like the Taylor Swift thing where like she's got that whole documentary and
yeah, they kind of have.
I just went
rights.
And saw a movie. Yeah, I went and saw a movie and there's a preview for some Billie Eilish movie about a concert or something. So is it stuff like that?
It's stuff like that. So it's already started, but I think more and more artists and social media influencers, however it may work out, will be signing these kind of major deals with different production companies.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because I mean, as you know, personally, your mom, my aunt, she loves Taylor Swift. She was watching that Taylor Swift documentary. I started watching it. Like a lot of people really, really enjoy that stuff, especially if it's an artist or an influencer or an athlete, like with Netflix's Quarterback and stuff like that.
Yep.
That you love, you'll watch it, so that's a fantastic prediction. And mine's going to stay on the music side of things. And you actually mentioned his name for my prediction. This is out there because there have been a lot of good Super Bowl halftime shows throughout the years. Prince doing it in the rain. Michael Jackson waiting 2 minutes before he started his performance, just sitting there enjoying it. Like, there have been a lot of good ones. Katy Perry on the Giant Lion. Right? A lot of memorable ones. But I'm thinking that Bad Bunny doing this halftime show in just a couple months in February will be the highest rated Super Bowl halftime show ever. I'm not exactly sure what holds number 1. If I had to guess, it'd be Prince. But I think, for one, he's very popular in America, Bad Bunny. But if you think he's popular here, you need to see how popular he is elsewhere, especially in Latin and Spanish speaking countries. He is the guy. He is the Beatles, right?
Yes, he.
And I think we'll see, maybe not the first time ever, but the biggest of people joining the Super Bowl just for the halftime show and then
Yep.
turning off the game. Just people in those countries want to see him perform. So that's my big, bold pop culture. And it could kind of tie into sports, but yeah, Bad Bunny, highest rated Super Bowl performance. So we'll see. We'll find out in just a couple months here.
Yep. And Jack, I'm going to send us right into our wild prediction here. And this is another one that's already started in the trial runs. But I said the Uber and Lyft will be adding and pursuing more self-driving vehicles to their fleets and bringing those to more major cities. They're in Atlanta right now. That's kind of one of the major cities where they're test running it, and only a handful other cities have it, but Atlanta is the main. But something like Uber and Lyft, talking about AI a lot today. AI can probably drive a car. I only think it's a matter of time before maybe there's even a new company that's fully self-driving automated,
like a Waymo or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are crazy to see on the road. Just as
I haven't seen tangent. Just nobody driving, but
yeah, I saw it in San Francisco. It didn't even have a passenger, so it's just an empty car going down the road. Crazy. This is kind of crazy. We didn't tell each other our predictions beforehand. For those listening, my wild also has to deal with a car, you could say. So my prediction is Tesla flying car. And you're going to think that's ridiculous. I would have thought that's ridiculous. Hear me out. I was listening to Joe Rogan and Elon Musk on a podcast, their most recent one. And Joe Rogan kind of made a joke about when are we going to have flying cars? And Elon Musk was like, well, actually, just stay tuned. This was in November. And he said, we've got a really, really big launch coming, a product launch that will, regardless if it goes good or bad, will be the most talked about launch of all time of any product.
Okay.
Even if it goes bad. Now, I say car because Elon Musk was like, he wasn't saying it's a flying car. He was hinting at it, but he was also like, he doesn't know if it can be classified as a car.
Yeah.
So I don't know quite what to call it. My best guess is the way he was hinting is that it was a flying car. Now, in November, he had said it could be by the end of the year that they launch this product or do the event for it. They're still working on all the legal stuff. So that obviously hasn't happened yet. But within the next couple months, it most likely will. And it very well could be a flying car. So that's my out there prediction. And I'm sticking to it.
That's a good one. If I was Elon in that interview, Joe Rogan asked me that question, I'd just be like a big smile on my face. Well,
yeah.
I already did it.
Just stay tuned. Flying car. Yeah, we got it done. All right, that's fantastic. Let's take one more super duper quick break. We'll come back with the quote of the show.
Alrighty, we are back wrapping up today's episode with the quote of the show. And Jack, I think I have a good one for you. I think you're going to like this one. This quote was by Charles Darwin. He said, and I quote, "It's not the strongest species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to change." We talked about AI and how it's adapting and evolving and how we're adapting and evolving with it. How are we all going to adapt to it? I think it's a good quote.
Yeah. Oh, that is a fantastic quote. If it was me, just change the word species with business, and that sums up our episode right there.
Yes.
I mean, business is all about adapting, all about changing. Just look at failed businesses like Nokia or BlackBerry. They did not change to the smartphone, and now they're gone. So that is fantastic. Crushing it with the quotes, Nick. Starting 2026 strong. You're going to have to do even better somehow next time. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You set a high bar.
I did. That's all right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. It was a great show, a great time recording it, and bye for now.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.